up, everyone? Good morning. My name is Elizabeth, and I figured I'd do it's more of a rant, I guess, / vlog, kind of something that you would deal with while working as a truck driver or any other job. You got random stuff that you have to make work. So I figured I would record since I figured out that my phone stand that sits in the vent can actually I can angle it right, so that's cool. And then I'm in traffic, so why not? We're going pretty slow, as long as I don't stare at the phone, it'll be fine. So I picked up this load. You good? You're good. I picked up this load yesterday. So they told me to pick up this load in Pennsylvania. And the appointment is set for 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm like, great. So from the time I finished delivering wherever I was in Delaware, that's where I was. I had to go to Delaware. Went to Delaware for the first time. So from Delaware to Pennsylvania was like a whatever mileage it was. I got there an hour early, which is awesome because it's pretty much impossible these days for me to get anywhere early or even on time, just because the chain reaction of getting a load late because it was already late or whatever, or delivering on time or delivering late, and then I gotta sit there for 2+ hours. So it's just a chain reaction of all bad. And traffic is horrible on both sides. Holy crap. I-95 is disrespectful today, and apparently it's been disrespectful. It's gonna be disrespectful all week because it's the holiday. So what's today? Tuesday? Yeah, today's Tuesday. So I get there an hour early, and I get to this place, and he's like, okay, what's your pickup number? I give him the pickup number, and who am I checking in as? The broker or whatever. And he's like, do you have a TWIC card or something? And I'm like, no, what's a TWIC card? It's like, well, if you don't have a TWIC card, you have to pay $50 cash for an escort because you don't have one. I'm like, I have to pay $50 cash just to pick up a load because I don't have a TWIC card and I need an escort. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, your dispatch should have told you that. I'm like, no, they didn't say anything. He's like, well, we can't let you pick up this load or anything like that until you either get one or pay the $50. And so, commercial vehicles to Quantico, good times, Quantico, sort of. If only I had the time, I'd figure out a way to visit, but I can't. But anyways, so he's like, yeah, you can pull up here and call your dispatch and everything and get it sorted out and figure out what you're gonna do. And so I did that. I sent them a message and then I called them, and they were like, well, I don't know anything about that. They didn't say anything. So a few minutes passed by, and she's like, okay, we got your reimbursement for it. Just keep the receipt and everything like that. So awesome. That's an hour later. Like an hour later, it's like about almost 1 o'clock, which is the time I'm supposed to pick this up. I had to drive about 18 miles away to a truck stop that I could get the $50 cash out just so I can go pick up this load. Retarded, right? It gets worse. So I get there, and by the time I get back to this place, so I had to let my dog out, and I went to the bathroom and everything like that. It was 2, so I'm already an hour late. And so I give him the $50, and he's like, okay, so when you go to turn around, you follow this road around, you park over here in this empty lot, or this lot over here with the other drivers that don't have one. And someone will come and just fill out this paper right here, and someone will come around, get the paperwork for you, and then they'll come and get you when they're ready for you to get loaded. I was like, okay. So, I went around, I parked and everything. And parking, it was a dirt lot, and it had rained. So me trying to back up up into this spot. I was stuck because my dry tires couldn't get any traction. Oh, this is literally the base. The base is like right here. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so distracted because like I was stationed in Quantico for like 2 years, and I see the Marine Corps Museum is like right there, which the base is literally right down the street from there. And I was just like, yo, I could say hi if I didn't have a truck and it was a car. It was like one of these exits too. Wow, I've never been this close in Virginia since I've started driving this truck to. Wow. I think it's like that way or something. But so that sucked. My tires just kept spinning and everything. And people were like, look at this woman backing up. She don't know what her doing. I'm like, you see my tires doing this, right? That's why I look like I don't know what I'm doing. My tires are doing this. They're not getting any traction. Give me a sec. So after I fixed that and got into a spot and opened my doors, I just filled out the paperwork and I sat there and waited. So the load that I had is supposed to go from Pennsylvania to Georgia. That's where it's supposed to go. And the guy comes, I fill out the paperwork, the guy comes around and I hand it to him. And they're like, cool, we're just sitting here waiting. Some odd amount of time later, he comes back saying that it's wrong. I'm like, what do you mean it's wrong? It's like, this is not where it's going. It's not going to Georgia. This in our system, this is not where it's going. It's going somewhere else. I'm like, are you sure? He's like, yeah, like they probably got it wrong because this other guy, his load is going to the same place, but it's wrong in our system as well. And he's supposed to go somewhere else. It's supposed to go from somewhere in Philadelphia to somewhere else in Philadelphia. I'm like, okay. So I sent them a message about it, and then I called because the dude circled back around like 5 minutes later. So I called and everything, and I was like, yeah, they're saying that this is not where it's going. They're not going to give me the load because it says that's not where it's going and whatnot. And so we basically dealt with that for a while, like a long while. That's what we were dealing with. And by the way, when I got there and I parked, I had 5 hours and like 30 minutes of drive time left for that day. That's how much time I had. Out of my 11, that's how much time I had. And so dealing with this whole debacle, sorry, my dog's just being weird. She stares at me so hard and she's weird. And it was just a back and forth thing. Like, he kept coming back and checking and everything. I'm like, come to find out that it's a blind load. Is what she told me to tell them. It's a blind load. That's what it came out to be. And basically, the broker and dispatch know where it's really supposed to go, but the people who are loading it and handing it over to the driver don't know where it's officially supposed to go. They think it's going somewhere else. I'm like, how is that a good thing? That is not a good thing. That is a bad thing, because that's how shit gets lost. That's exactly how shit gets lost. And then everyone's flipping out about where it's got to go. So I better not get hemmed up for this. I'll be pissed. I'll be so pissed, because something like that happened to me in the military for some bullshit too. So I'll be pissed if something happens. And that's not a good thing. Like, whoever came up with that, stop that. That's dumb. That's really dumb. Like, you're gonna lose your stuff that way. Put it in the system as it's supposed to be. And so the guy finally comes back. It's a bit more of a space. Yep, there's the exit for the base. So I want to take a picture, but I'm like currently whatever. So it's like oh wow, took forever that day. But the guy finally comes back, and after whatever amount of time it was, I tell them it's a blind load. So they know where it's going, but y'all don't know where it's going, but it's going to Georgia. And he was like, okay, I don't know, like, I'll take this back and we'll do whatever. So he leaves with my paperwork, and he comes back some odd amount of time. He's like, look, we can't do this. Like, you need to figure out where it's really supposed to go, because that's not where it's supposed to go. I'm like, okay. So I call again, and I was like, and I told him, like, they won't give me this load unless I tell them where it's supposed to go that says in their system, because it doesn't say it's supposed to go to Georgia in their system. They won't give it to me. She's like, oh my gosh. Okay, hold on. So after a few more minutes, she was like, tell them it's supposed to go to this place in Pennsylvania. I'm like, cool. So I tell them that when he gets back, and he was like, yeah, I thought so, because that's what it says. Yeah. So I was like, cool. And stuff. So by this time, it's me and one other truck sitting in this lot. Like, there was at least 10 trucks there, and like 10 other trucks already in the docks. And by this time, the sun's basically about to be gone in like 2 seconds. My clock is gone. I have like about 2 hours and some change left, I think, or less than that. It was like less than that. And so I was like, that's a bunch of bull. That's what that was. Sorry. But I finally got into the dock, but that took forever as well. Because there was just trucks and stuff going around that was moving stuff from, because it was a shipyard too. So I guess they were moving stuff from the shipyard to move into the warehouse. So I had to like wait for them to get out of my way, and then the forklifts were going back and forth and everything like that. So he told me to get into dock 17 or 18, whichever one was open. And it was kind of hard to do that one because one truck was pulled forward because he was finished, so he had pulled forward to slide his tandems and close his doors and stuff, so he was more pulled forward. So then there was a truck that was about right here that I couldn't see, and then I'm supposed to park over here. So it's kind of hard to aim when you got one truck like this and the other one's right here. So I was trying to, and he was like, well, 15 is open now, so if that one's easier, you can go ahead and do that one. I was like, yes, it is easier, because I cannot see, because that one guy pulled up and I'm still waiting. So pulled into that one. They tell me that after I do that and I slide my tandems, I gotta go inside and sweep out my trailer. So that was fun, I guess. I did that, and I just sat there and waited. Meanwhile, I spent $50 for nothing. What did I need an escort for? They didn't escort me anywhere. Literally, when you come in, the docks that you have to go in are right there. You tell me to circle around and sit into a lot just for someone to come drive around in a car and tell you what door to go in, and then you drive to the door. That's not an escort. An escort is you need to follow someone down the road to where you need to go to make sure you don't get lost and you don't steal nothing. That's such a waste of money. Like, you just took my money for no reason. That was such a waste of money. No one escorted me anywhere. We just sat in a lot and waited for someone to just drive up and be like, okay, you can go to this door now. You could have done that by phone call. That's what other places do. They tell you to park. Most places have, like, they tell you to just park somewhere in this lot and you just wait. And you give them your phone number and all your load information, and they just call you when you're ready, and then you go either you go to the guard and then they let you go in, or you're already inside and they just tell you what dock to go into. That was so unnecessary. And meanwhile, like, that's the day, like, it was supposed to be picked up yesterday, which is good, but I was already an hour late because no one knew or told me ahead of time that I needed $50, because I could have did that on the way. one. And then two, my whole clock was gone by the time I was done. Like, by the time I was done, I sent in my macro, I closed the door, sealed it, locked it, slid my tandems. I had about maybe 40 minutes left on my drive time / on duty time. That was it. So I had to put in my macro for personal drive time just to find somewhere to sleep. And that was about a good 40 miles or so to get somewhere. That's not making much of a difference. So I went from having 5 hours, give or take, it would have been, let's say, okay, so I had like, 5.5 hours. I would have had at least 3.5 hours once I finished. Because it's usually about 2 hours, give or take, 2 hours minimum to get loaded or unloaded. Like, from getting there to getting the process done to leaving, it's about 2 hours minimum. So I could have had 3.5 hours. I could have at least driven an hour and a half to 2, depending on the route or whatever. Depending on the route, depending on where the truck stops are, how far apart they are, and the parking for them and everything, I could have pushed it to drive something. Because it's a good 800 plus miles from where I was in Pennsylvania to where I gotta go in Georgia. Meanwhile, it has to be delivered on the 27th, so at 8 a.m. or 7 a.m., one of those. How's that supposed to work? I can drive maybe 560, 570 miles in one day and find somewhere to sleep without, running out of time on my clock. But still, I have to wait. I have to do the till 10-hour rest break, so whenever that is over, my clock will start back. But I will still leave possibly a good 200 miles, 200 something miles left to drive. And then they're like, you have till 10 a.m. to deliver this. Do you not see the mileage that this was when you gave it to me? Did you not see the message I sent when I said I was finally loaded last night? How is that supposed to work? So now they're sitting here expecting me to make a miracle again. That's not gonna fucking happen. I am not a team driver. I am a solo driver. The only way this is gonna work is if you bypass this 10-hour rest break. So if you let me get away with not getting a 10-hour rest break and give me my hours back, that's the only way that's gonna work. That's the only way it's gonna work. Let me start driving at 4 a.m. At least. No matter if my hours back or not. Let me start driving at 4 a.m. and I can get it there. That's a good 6 hours. That's plenty of time for me to get it there. That's the only way that's gonna work. Because it's Thanksgiving. Ain't no one open on Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is Thursday. And then, so it's just like, I told him I'll be there probably by like 1500. So 3 p.m. is most likely when I would get there. They did this to me for the last load that I had previously that I picked up from, I think, Tennessee. That thing sat on the dang lot for 2 days. 2 days. And they expected me to deliver the same amount of time that I have now, one full day. One full day, deliver it the next day in the morning. That's not gonna happen. I'm not a team driver. I don't understand why you're thinking that a solo driver can make that, unless, I mean, I could if we didn't have this clock, this official work clock to work on. Then yeah, I can do it. Oh, I can do it. I will be sleepy as hell, but I can do it. Make it there safely. Make it there on time. Be mad sleep deprived, but I've been mad sleep deprived since, forever, but I've been really sleep deprived since I started the process of getting my CDL license in the first place. I can function. But, that's the only way that's gonna work. Like, I'm gonna end up, probably having to take this home and leave it at the terminal that's near where I live. That's probably what's going to happen, and then deliver it Monday. But even then, like, someone might as well just take it, because I have to go see safety. Safety takes forever, and they do. Oh, they do. They take forever. It's gonna take all day just to see safety, probably till the next day. So that was just like the whole here, make it work kind of thing pisses me off, because I hate that, because I know they're probably sitting there like, no one messages me like that or calls me and talks to me that way, except for that one time with my previous fleet manager. But I know they think that I'm like that I'm intentionally just horrible or something, and I'm doing this on purpose. I can't do things the way you want it to be done if you set me up for failure. I can't do anything about that, because you set me up for failure with the stupid $50 cash thing and then the blind load thing. So dispatch and the freaking broker, both of y'all just set me up for failure, and y'all gonna get mad because your load's not gonna be on time. I can't do anything about that. I literally cannot do anything about that. Oh, little doggy. You can't do it. There's nothing I can do. There's literally nothing I can do but just drive 500 miles today and whatever. I'm probably gonna see if I'm probably gonna call and ask them, like, is there anything I can do to just bypass this 10 hour? Because that's the only way that's gonna work. Like, I'm still 600 miles. 600, I can't even tell, because the truck GPS is still on the fritz. When it unfroze, I was 680 miles. I don't know how far I am, but I'm like 650. Let's say 650 miles from where I need to be. I drove 135 because of traffic. It should have been, I drove 3 hours. It should have been 180. But it was 130. So I'm getting shafted just for the fact that I'm in traffic. I have like 7 hours and 9 minutes to make something work. And it's still not going to work, because I'm probably going to end up driving late, because I'd rolled out. I actually officially got on the road. It was like 9 or 10. So I'm still going to be late, because my hours probably aren't going to come back till like 7 a.m. So I don't know what they want me to do, other than to stop screwing me over. Like, I'm just waiting for someone to actually bitch at me about this, because I'm like, hold up, wait a minute, y'all did this, not me. Because I had to go to a fucking truck stop. I had to wait for you to contact me back about this, and go to another truck stop that I could have gone to on the way, but no one knew about this, the $50 cash or the TWIC card. Then you send me on a blind load. That, what makes you think that someone who's trying to trust you to deliver their goods, why would you think they would give you something you don't even know where it's supposed to go? They're not going to give you anything if you don't know where you're supposed to go. They ask you for the number, and they ask you what is your destination. That's what they do when you go to pick up your load. They ask you that. They're like, okay, what's your number? Oh, where are you supposed to go? To make sure it matches up. So what makes you think that they were going to be like, oh no, it's fine, because no, it's got to match their system, because they're not trying to lose track of stuff. They're not trying to have someone who's like posing as this company on the off chance they're trying to steal something. You know, it just seems really unprofessional. And I don't even know anything about the whole, that part of the trucking industry. I don't know anything about that. But that just seems real unprofessional, not smart, to have a blind load where the people who are trusting you with their stuff, their information doesn't add up to what you have in the system. Like, you might want to fix that, because that doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. I can understand if there was like an error, and you're just like, there's an error and this is what it's supposed to be, but we couldn't change it in the system or something like that, and you said that's different. But the fact that you call this a blind load because y'all intentionally do this, and you've done this more than once, you've done this to other people, this is a regular occurrence. It's no. This is bad. This is all bad. You don't do this. Oh, but that is what I'm dealing with. And then I gotta also figure out the hell I'm gonna do with the things when I go home. So I'm always fucking stressed. Like I'm just gonna have I'm gonna have an episode. That's what's gonna happen. I don't get to go home and relax. That's why I don't see how people do this job on a regular for like years and years, because I can't even fucking relax. I'm on edge and shit goes wrong every time I go home as well. So I gotta deal with that too. I have to deal with the fact that it's Thanksgiving. I'm supposed to be going home on heading home Friday, be officially home Saturday. That's what it's supposed to be. But I'm already gonna be in Georgia tomorrow. So am I gonna be going home tomorrow? But then is that the case? Am I going to be going back to work on Saturday? Can you even find me a load on a Saturday? But then I still have to see safety. But then if I'm going to be going home earlier, I need to know now, because I rented a car to get home. So it's just like, I don't know. But yeah, that's the problem with this load. Oh, you're not throwing up, are you? Okay, no, I'm dead. Oh, she was staring down for a minute, and whenever she stares down like that, I don't trust it. So I gotta ask questions here. This is not gonna happen. Yeah, I'm trudging. I'm literally trudging through traffic. This is not gonna work. What do you want? What? Robin, what do you want? My life. But yeah, that's my rant about this one. It's so frustrating when things like this happen. It's really frustrating. And there's literally nothing I can do about it other than just do what I'm supposed to do and take it with a grain of salt. But anyways, that is it for this one. That's my day. Days it's going to be. And I will see you guys in the next one.